Welcome to the He's Got Issues Independent Comics Edition number 101.3. I'm starting a new numbering system to tie the weekly videos together. I'm John Cooney here to preview new independent comics being released January 1st, 2014. Happy New Year, everybody. I'll begin alphabetically as usual with Boom Studios and Garfield number 21. John's Missing Shoe leads Garfield and Odie on a wild ride through town as we start the year off with two all-new Garfield stories. Next, we've got Hawken Melee number 3 of 5. When a raging mech battle smashes through an outskirt colony tavern, two clueless fanatics get caught in the crossfire. And we've got Revelations number 1, Why We Love It. The creators of Fairy Quest, Paul Jenkins of Deathmatch and Wolverine Origin, and Humberto Ramos of Spider-Man Big Time and Wolverine Civil War have created a compelling mystery thriller that's truly one of a kind. Why you'll love it? The beautiful work of Humberto Ramos unfolds a story of religion, atheism, murder, and mystery as told by Paul Jenkins. Fans of BBC's Sherlock and Luther will not want to miss this tale of corruption through the eyes of an outsider. What it's about? A potential successor to the dying Pope is killed at the Vatican. Longtime atheist and hard-edged London detective Charlie Northern is put on the case by a Vatican priest and long-forgotten friend. He must solve the case that the local police cannot, coming face-to-face with hundreds of years of conspiracy and corruption in the seat of the world's wealthiest religion. From Dark Horse Comics, we've got Bad Blood number 1 of 5. Getting bitten by a vampire pissed him off. Seeing his best friend brutally slaughtered started a war. Trick was a typical college student, sort of, until vampires attacked. Then he found out his blood was poison to the bloodsuckers, and Trick will do anything to eradicate them. Next we have Baltimore Chapel of Bones number 1 of 2. After his long hunt, Baltimore finally confronts the vampire who destroyed his life in London for a final showdown. We've also got Captain Midnight number 1, 1 for $1 edition. Witness the return of Captain Midnight for only $1. In the 40s, he was an American hero, a daredevil fighter pilot, a technological genius, a superhero. But after hurtling out of a freak storm in the Bermuda Triangle and into the present day, Captain Midnight doesn't know what or whom to trust. Next, we have Catalyst Comics number 7 of 9. The Agents of Change take the lead in this action-packed issue. Bear witness as Elvis Wolf Hunter and the crew make a chilling discovery. Grace races to head off an invasion, and Frank puts down his peace pipe to tap a keg of whoop-ass. We've also got Conan the Barbarian number 1, 1 for $1 edition. Superstar creators Brian Wood and Becky Cloonan's first issue of Conan the Barbarian is back in print for only $1. In this sweeping adaptation of Robert E. Howard's fan favorite, Queen of the Black Coast, Conan takes to the high seas alongside the pirate queen Belit, setting the stage for an epic of romance, terror, and swashbuckling. Next, we have Grindhouse Doors Open at Midnight, number 4 of 8. The maniacal ward in the prison ship Antares has pushed its comely cons to the limits of human endurance, but these bad mamas won't take their punishment lying down. Alex DeCampi and Simon Fraser dish up the riotous finale to prison ship Antares in the proud sexploitation tradition. We've also got Juice Squeezers number 1 of 4. Tunnels made by a legion of giant bugs crisscross the fields below Weeville, and only one thing can stop them from overturning this giant California town, the Juice Squeezers. A covert group comprised of scrawny tweens, the Squeezers are the only ones who can fit into the cramped subterranean battlefield and fight the insects on the front lines. Next, we have Michael Avon Oeming's The Victories number 8. The advisors succeed in combining champion DNA to turn themselves into powerful post-humans in an effort to dominate the world. Heroes and villains may stand in their way, but nothing will stop the post-humans from taking their rightful place ruling the planet until the return of the visitors, featuring an exclusive backup story illustrated by Mike Hawthorne. We've also got The Occultist number 4 of 5. The Occultist has abused his power over life and death, and now he'll face the consequences. He must choose the right path and decide who his real friends are, so he can confront agents from the realm of the dead that want to claim his soul. We've also got The Star Wars number 0, a companion to the 8-issue adaptation of the Star Wars. This is an exclusive peek behind the scenes of the designs that have brought a new yet incredibly familiar galaxy to life. Included in this volume are the never-before-seen comic sequences that were used in Dark Horse's pitch to George Lucas. Next, we have Terminator Salvation, the final battle number 2 of 12. As John Connor prepares for the final destruction of Skynet, the malicious computer intelligence devises its most terrifying plot ever, reaching into the past to find psychotic killers whose intelligence can be uploaded into the most lethal Terminators yet. Skynet may have finally found the tools to destroy Connor. We've also got True Lives of the Fabulous Killjoys number 6 of 6, Stupid Children They'll Never Learn. It all ends here, boys and girls, so Killjoys make some noise. The Phoenix Witch rises, Destroya lives, and Course is on the loose. If Battery City isn't razed to the ground by the end of this issue, then we're all dead. Check your BLI issued heart monitors and make sure you have a pulse. If you do, you need this raucous finale. And we've got X number 1 for $1 edition. The enigmatic Vigilante X has shattered Arcadia's criminal triumvirate, the Three Pigs, and fixed his eyes on an even tougher target. But with the police department and the crime establishment teaming up against X, muckraking blogger Lee Ferguson may be his only ally, the brutal beginning to Dark Horse's bloodiest hero. From Dynamite Entertainment, we've got Jennifer Blood, number 34. Oscar Blute betrayed Jen, took her children, and left her for dead. Now Oscar's violent, brutal past is unveiled as he flees America and makes his way to the Blute family home in Europe, where his past is waiting to catch up with his future. Next we have Legenderry, a steampunk adventure number 1. It's a world in which the great heroes of our stories live in the flesh. We start in the big city, protected by Vampirella and the Green Hornet. A scarlet-clad woman of mystery rushes into a bar, pursued by a team of assassins. The terror that breaks loose there and then will eventually lead, in the issues that follow, to the Phantom's jungle, Flash Gordon's space-age town of Landing, battle in the sky with Captain Victory, and so much more, until finally we arrive at the monstrous lands protected by, well, nobody. We've also got Lil Ernie number 1. Eisner and Harvey award-winning cartoonist Roger Langridge brings you his own all-ages take on cult favorite Evil Ernie. Ernest Fairchild is the most evil kid on the block. Why he never eats his vegetables. His library books are sometimes 3 weeks late, and he once Xeroxed his own butt. Can Mr. Smiley, his annoying yet strangely ineffectual conscience, make him change his ways? And are Daddy Fairchild's blank eyes somewhat related to peculiar odor, rotting flesh, and appetite for human brains? Get a copy for yourself and one for the kids. It's wall-to-wall zombie fun for all the family. And if that isn't enough, each little book comes with a 2-page activity sheet. Next we have Twilight Zone number 1. The Twilight Zone issue 1. Trevor Richmond is a Wall Street investor who embezzled millions and is about to tank the economy. Again. Desperate to avoid the consequences for his actions, he goes to Expedited Services Inc., which offers to help him disappear and enjoy a life of leisure and a new life. But what exactly is this new life, and how much is freedom worth? And what happens to the old life when someone else shows up to claim it? This is the first installment of 3 interlocking stories that will push the boundaries of the Twilight Zone into new and uncharted territory, a journey that will travel into the past and the future, into murder and revenge, and the sunrise of nuclear Armageddon. From J. Michael Straczynski, Hugo-winning creator of Babylon 5, writer of Thor and Changeling and World War Z, as well as the 1988 Twilight Zone. And we've got Vampirella Southern Gothic number 4 of 5, Bullets, Babes, and Bombs. No sweat, Vampirella is a near unstoppable force as long as she doesn't fall in love. Can V discover the truth about her former Southern flame and solve the mystery of his murdered fiancée, or will she fall for his charms and sacrifice everything? From IDW Publishing, we've got Deadworld Restoration number 2 of 4. Dan makes a prisoner of Deke, the crazed lunatic who claims he unleashed the supernatural Holocaust, while Bowker is forced to come to Moloch for a trade as the dead killer hunts for the flesh-peeling creature known as Mosaic. Next, we've got G.I. Joe number 12, The Secret History of Cobra. In the aftermath of Cobra's New York attack, Baroness leads a new up-and-coming officer called Siren around the world and into the past. Siren uncovers the secrets of the previous Cobra commanders and comes face-to-face with the ruthless current one. Next, we have Judge Dredd Classics number 7, The Apocalypse War Finale. Dredd infiltrates the now-occupied Grand Hall of Justice, where he finds the brainwashed Chief Justice Griffin spreading Saw propaganda. How far will Dredd go to keep Griffin quiet and stop the East Meg 1 forces? And is he willing to sacrifice himself in the process? We've also got Sinister Dexter number 2 of 7. Ramon and Finn arrive in Mangapore to procure new employment from the Yakuza, only to find themselves the target of his 2 best assassins, Finn's ex-wife and her polymetal synthetic sidekick. All new cover by Cobra artist Antonio Fuso. And we've got Thunder Agents number 5. The hunt for the hidden judgment tower between Thunder and the Subterraneans takes a twist when a mystical third organization makes a play for the alien artifacts. Lightning receives some sobering news, and a powerful new recruit named John Janus appears, but will he join the Thunder Agents or destroy them? From Image Comics, we've got Artifacts number 33, The Teacher and the Preacher. Top Cow publishes the first team of winners from the 2012 Talent Hunt. Rapture Bearer and defrocked priest Tom Judge and the neuromancer Tilly Grimes are hot on the heels of a prolific serial killer. But even if Tom is able to save the next intended victim, is he already too late to save her soul? Next, we have Clone number 13. Have you considered the moral and ethical ramifications of cloning? The balance between Luke's resistance and the anti-clone movement shifts here in what is sure to be the most intense issue of Clone yet. We've also got Manhattan Projects number 17, Unholy Alignment. The 4 secret programs of the Manhattan Projects collide, old friends at war, new alliances, and so much betrayal. Next, we have Rocket Girl number 3, Double Reagent. Changing the future is hard to do. Sparks fly when DeYoung becomes most wanted in 2 different New York cities. Police in battling time streams, 1986 and an alternate 2013, want to get their girl, but bringing her in is going to take a coordinated effort from a mysterious player who straddles both worlds. Next, we have Sin Boldly one-shot. Joseph Michael Linsner writes and draws 2 stories featuring characters that his die-hard fans have been asking about for years. In Hell is Waiting, Sinful Susie learns the lesson about the wages of sin. And in Burning Roses, Obsidian Stone loses an old friend and welcomes a new demon. This guilty pleasure is a long overdue return to the black and white short stories that Linsner started with Cry for Dawn, because if you're going to sin, then sin boldly. And we've got Todd the Ugliest Kid on Earth number 8, Charlie Rose's Table, Public Broadcasting Satan. Conclusion. Our first Christmas issue, holiday gift bonus, Todd fold-out origami with every issue. In this thrilling conclusion to the PBS arc, Charlie Rose unleashes the full force of his demonic power. Peggy's home pregnancy test catches fire, and Gus discovers Todd has the highly marketable power to restore virginity. Out in trades this week from IDW, we've got Doctor Who Prisoners of Time, the complete series hardcover. Prisoners of Time celebrates the 50th anniversary of Doctor Who with a tribute to one of the greatest pop culture heroes of all time in this special oversized hardcover, collecting all 12 issues, which tells an epic adventure featuring all 11 incarnations of the intrepid traveler through time and space known simply as the Doctor. We've also got Doctor Who Series 3, Volume 4, Dead Man's Hand trade paperback. The Doctor and Clara cross paths with Oscar Wilde and Calamity Jane in the frontier town of Deadwood as they pay their respects to the recently passed Wild Bill Hickok. But soon they discover the grave is empty and that the town is being plagued by a masked gunman who shoots his victims with nothing but a finger. And from Valiant, we've got X-O Manowar Volume 4 Homecoming trade paperback. To this king, a kingdom. With his nation state of Dacia fortified in eastern Romania, X-O Manowar has bent the world to his will, but he will not stand unopposed. With the assembled forces of the United Nations and NATO primed to assail the newly founded homeland of the Visigoth people, the man inside the indestructible Manowar armor is about to find himself more vulnerable than ever. And with everything he holds dear on the threshold of a terrible turning point for the Valiant universe, collecting X-O Manowar 15 through 18 and featuring X-O Manowar's first explosive confrontation with the Eternal Warrior, start reading here as New York Times bestselling writer Robert Venditti and acclaimed artist Lee Garbert launch a bold new era for the series that superhero hype calls a must-read. Okay, so that's a look at some of the top independent publishers this week, but there's still plenty of other books out as well, so be sure to check out my YouTube channel at he'sgotissues.com to see both the Marvel and DC videos for this week, as well as my usual roundup of all my favorites for the week with a little more depth and insight than you get here. And if you like these videos, be sure to let me know by leaving a comment and subscribing. You can also follow He's Got Issues on Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, and Tumblr to see everything I'm reading as I read it. So until next week, I'm John Cooney, and I've got issues.